Hello, BookTube. I'm back. I know that after I only made 2 videos in November, I said I would be better in December, and it is now December 29th, and I have made 2 videos this month. I have missed you all terribly. I also haven't been able to watch a ton of videos, or comment, or reply to comments, or anything. Basically, adulting is hard. I have been working more than a normal human should work, basically. Or at least that's what my body is telling me, is that I'm working more than is permittable. And I'm planning a wedding, and life is hard. So that's what's going on over here, more or less. And when I get home from working like 70 hours a week, I just need to pass out and unwind. I haven't really had time to focus on what kind of content I want to put out and things like that. But it's the end of the year, and there are lots of things to discuss. So I can do this. I can do this. We are going to do this. Today for you, I have a December book haul. So these are some things that I acquired early on in December, and then what I got for Christmas. I usually don't get a ton of books for Christmas from my family, because even though the only things I put on my Christmas list basically are books, they say that I have too many and they won't buy me anymore. And I tell them that I'm going to read them, I'm going to use them, and I need them. They don't listen to me. So, it's okay. I'm not going to complain about getting gifts. Let's get started. So I had to go to the bookstore a few weeks before Christmas because I was looking for a Christmas gift for somebody. And I picked up a few things. And then also I ordered a couple of things just randomly throughout the month. So we're going to do those first. The first 2 books I have, I ordered shortly after I finished Radiance by Catherine M. Valente. I did a review of that. It's like my only real video that I posted this month, and I'll link that below. So I mentioned that I wanted to read everything that Catherine M. Valente has ever written ever. So I went ahead and ordered Six Gun Snow White by her, which is a Western retelling of Snow White. And this they just published in paperback in the US, and I am super, super excited to have it. It's a tiny little thing, and I can't wait to dive into this. And then I ordered Speakeasy by Catherine M. Valente. This was a limited release hardback novella. They only printed like 1,250 copies, and they are all signed, so this one is signed, and my copy is number 909. I don't know if you can see that because my camera doesn't like to do the thing where it focuses. This, from what I understand, is kind of a fairy tale meets Jazz Age New York, which I am so excited about. The first little bit of the blurb says, "The Hotel Artemisia sits on a fantastical 72nd Street in a decade that never was. It is home to a cast of characters, creatures, and creations unlike any other, including especially Zelda Fair, who is perfect at being Zelda, but who longs for something more. The world of this extraordinary novella, a bootlegger's brew of fairy tales, jazz-age opulence, and organized crime, is ruled over by the diminutive and eternal sinister A1. So it kind of is starting to sound a little bit to me like Radiance, where she's kind of doing this crazy genre blending thing. I'm so excited to read this. I'm so excited that I have a book signed by Catherine M. Valente. So that's very exciting. Then I bought this really beautiful edition of Letters to a Young Poet by Rainier Maria Rilke. I don't know how to say that. I should know how to say that. I don't. This, of course, are his letters to a young poet about kind of what it means to be an artist and a poet, and I've heard that it's really great for young creative types, and I'm really looking forward to it. Again, this is a really pretty edition, so I'm very happy to have this little guy. I picked up a few novels as well. Secondhand, I got Kay Gibbons' A Virtuous Woman. I have read Kay Gibbons' Ellen Foster, which I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to read this. I do like Southern literature, and I think this will be great. And this is kind of about an oddly matched couple in the South. I'm not sure exactly when it was set, but it was published in 1989, and just kind of how they found each other and their story. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Next, I bought 2 a.m. at the Cat's Pajamas. I've actually just finished reading this. I read it over Christmas because it's a Christmas story. It takes place on Christmas Eve, and it has some really fantastic characters who are all just kind of looking for something, looking for each other, and they come together in a really marvelous way. I will talk more about this in my December wrap-up, but for now we have that. And I also got The Story of My Teeth. This is by Valeria Luiselli. I don't know. She is a Mexican author who grew up in South Africa, and this is the story of a man told through his teeth, basically, is what I understand. I think he kind of is selling his teeth, and he's telling the story of how he sold each one. I don't know. It's gotten a lot of acclaim. It was just published, I think, in October or November, and people are freaking out about it, and I'm so excited to get into this. Then I bought a couple of illustrated books because I was in the children's book section, and I couldn't resist a few of these. First, I got George Saunders' The Very Persistent Gappers of Fripp. So this is a little novella that he wrote a while ago, but it had, from what I understand, I'm not really sure about this, it had never been just published by itself. And they just brought out this edition. It's so gorgeous. So it's gold and orange and teal. And then underneath the dust jacket, if I know how to take a dust jacket off a book, which I might not, it looks like this, which I love. And the end papers are also polka dotted. I've also already read this. It is kind of a moral tale. It's really interesting. It's illustrated by Lane Smith, and the illustrations are super fun. And yeah, I don't want to give too much away about it. Again, I will be talking about this a little bit more in my December wrap-up, but I'm so happy to have this. I also got Coralie Bickford Smith's The Fox and the Star. Coralie Bickford Smith is, of course, a designer for Penguin, and she does all of the Penguin clothbound editions. And this is a fairy tale that she wrote. It's really beautifully illustrated. It's done in just a really simple orange and blue and black kind of color scheme. And it was a fun afternoon read. The book itself is gorgeous, and I'm just excited to add this one to my collection. And then I got like a children's book, which I don't normally do. I don't normally buy like picture books for myself. I'll buy them for my niece, but not usually for myself. But I had to have this. This is Home by Carson Ellis. She illustrates the Wildwood Chronicles by Colin Malloy, her husband, and I really admired the work that she did with that series. And so when I saw this, I had to have it. It's, of course, ginormous, as picture books tend to be. The cover's beautiful. The illustrations are absolutely stunning. I really am a fan of her work. And this is just a cute little children's book about all different homes and where kind of how different people live. Not really. It's just basically about all different houses. But how we all kind of have a different place that we call home. Again, it's so beautiful, and I'm really happy to just have it in my collection and to support Carson Ellis as an artist. So if you have a child for whom this would be appropriate, I think this is like probably like kindergarten age this would be good for. I would highly recommend you get it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. And now on to the actual Christmas presents. I got a few books for Christmas. I asked for all of these. People in my life kind of know better than to just buy me books without me asking for them, because most people in my life are not really readers, and so I would have gotten like 7 copies of Gone Girl or something crazy. I love you, family. They don't watch these, it's fine. So first I got A Guide to Being Born by Ramona Osabel. I have seen this around BookTube a little bit. I know Jen Campbell really loved this collection. It's a short story collection. I believe it has some fairy tale and magical realism elements, kind of a la Amy Bender and Kelly Link. So I cannot wait to get into this. And this, of course, has a really, really stunning cover. And I believe Ramona Osabel, she also wrote No One Is Here Except All of Us, but I believe she also has another book coming out really soon in the near future. So I'm looking forward to diving into her work and seeing how I feel about it. And then my fiance knows me well. He got me John Irving's Avenue of Mysteries. This is John Irving's brand new book. I am, of course, a huge John Irving fan. If you don't already know that, you might be new here. And this was just released in November, and I've been holding off buying it. I wasn't really sure if I was going to have time to get to it quite yet, but I'm really happy to have it. This is the story of a Filipino man living in Mexico, or vice versa. I'm sorry. No, none of those things. It is a story of a Mexican man who travels to the Philippines as an older man and kind of looks back on his life. John Irving does the kind of older man looking back on his life thing very well. So we'll see how this goes. I can't wait to get into it because John Irving's getting a little old, y'all. I mean, he's still looking good, but he's getting a little old, and I'm interested to see how his work is going later in life. We'll see. I also got another Catherine M. Valente book for Christmas, so now I have 3 of her books to read, which I am so excited about. And this is Deathless. This, I have heard, is kind of difficult to get into and through. It's based on Russian folklore, which I know nothing about. So, if you've read this or tried to read this, let me know if you have any tips. Like, should I read up on my Russian folklore before I try and read this? Probably. It sounds like I should. But if her language in this book is like any of her other books, I'm sure I'll be enraptured and I won't even care what's going on. I'll just want to read the words. So we'll see how that goes. Then I got one graphic novel. I got Beautiful Darkness. This is by Those People. Can you read that? I don't know if you can. I cannot say that to save my life, and I'm not going to embarrass myself. I first saw this on Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings channel, and I guess it's kind of a dark graphic novel. Actually, as I'm flipping through it, it kind of looks fucked up. But I'm really excited to read it, and I think the art is great. So I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will very, very soon. And then I got this junker. Oh, God. I got this. So last year for Christmas, I got the Charles Dixon. God, it's been a long day. Last year for Christmas, I got the Charles Dickens box set of the Penguin Clothbound Classics. And this year, I got the Jane Austen one, which they just released in box set form. And I'm very excited to have this because I don't have any of Jane Austen's novels in the Penguin Clothbound editions. And I'm not a huge Jane Austen fan, though I haven't read anything by her in a couple of years. I think the last thing I read was Emma, and that was in like 2013. I was not a fan. But I would like to revisit some of her work, and I'm just collecting the clothbounds in general because I think they're beautiful. So in this set, we have, oh God, it's so heavy. This is Emma. This is Love and Friendship, kind of her early writings. I'm not like super anxious to get to this, but maybe. This is Mansfield Park. We have Northanger Abbey. It's Persuasion, which is the next one of hers I'm going to read. I'm really excited about that. I've already read Northanger Abbey. But I want to get to Persuasion. And then Pride and Prejudice, I have of course read, and Sense and Sensibility, I've also read. And so I have this, and I have to make room for it on my shelves, which I haven't done yet, because I like to wait until I've hauled things to put them away on my shelves. But, yay! Okay, and then the last book that I got is the one I'm very, 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 very the most excited about ever. Like, I'm so excited I could cry, and it is this. This is a 150th anniversary edition of Alice in Wonderland, and it includes illustrations by Salvador Dali. I'm going to let you have a minute to take that in. So I tweeted about this when I found out that it existed, and I was really excited about it, and I have not been able to let myself fork over the money for it. This is a beautiful hardback. It's cream. Salvador Dali is one of my favorite artists. I am totally into him. I have prints of his all over my sewing studio, and I am thrilled. Underneath the dust jacket, it's just cream. It's very nice. Like that. And yeah, I can't talk about this without, like, squealing, but, like, check that out. Look at it. Oh my God. So, there's a reread of Alice in Wonderland somewhere in the near future for me because I just need to take in all of this goodness. So that's it. This is like the longest raw footage I've ever had ever because I don't remember how to film videos and I have had to retake literally almost everything I've said. Also, my camera is up on my bed right now because I've moved. And my cats keep jumping on my bed and then the camera goes and then I have to shout at them and then I have to retake whatever. You don't care about any of that. I will see you all soon. I promise this time. For real. For real. Because I miss y'all so much. And I hope everyone had a lovely winter holiday of their choice. And let me know if you got anything really cool for Christmas. I haven't had a chance to watch everyone's hauls yet because life, but I will soon. And bye. Millie, get down. Stop. Millie, I just... Don't do that. Why? Why? Millie, you've already rubbed your face on those books enough. It's fine. We're done now. I almost forgot my actual coolest present. I got a bookworm. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He is so cool. This is handmade. My mom got it for me. And I love him. He also could serve as a bookend, but I think he's just going to live, like, up here. Anyway, he's so cool. I think I'm going to name him Ernest, and we are going to be in love. Bye for real.